So I met Susan Palmer on the first day of school, about 2015, and I was enrolled in the Sociology 101.
So I came to Walla Walla Community College. So they put me in classes, and my first class was sociology. Couldn't tell you what that word meant, couldn't even spell it.
She noticed that I couldn't actually see that well, and she actually worked with another colleague of her, and they made an appointment, they scheduled an appointment, and I got glasses.
I met Susan about 6 years ago. I was on unemployment. I lost my job, and they told me that I could go back to school.
She started sitting pretty much in the back of the class and not speaking up at all. And then she came to visit me privately and started to disclose some of the misfortunes that she'd experienced recently and some time ago.
One day she asked me to go down to her office to do something, to review some papers I had written. And because she wanted to say that she thought that they were good.
She was just a sharp thinker, and she really got the big picture part of sociology really fast.
And then she told me that she thought that I was very smart, and that was the first time in my life that I have heard that from a professor.
I feel like I'm a potential or a potentiality detective, and I can see potential in students that they can't see in themselves.
I was looking at Susan's syllabus and I'm going, research paper? No way. I didn't understand a thing in this. So my brain told me, get out of here, go back to prison where you belong, right? This is where I belong and I feel comfortable.
I think once he learned that I'd been teaching inside, he felt like maybe I might be approachable.
She told me she teaches up at the prison and at that time, and that kind of told me she understood me.
He, like Rocio, sat in the back of the class and didn't speak very much and was really timid.
I just told her, look, man, I want to go back home where I belong. And she said, look, I will. Let me tell you one thing. I will hold your hand and I will walk you through this whole process.
And he's just adopted me as a mentor, and he's been a great mentee, I'll tell you. And again, as somebody who's really intelligent, didn't recognize his potential, but finally, gained some self-confidence and went on to get his bachelor's in sociology, now his master's in social work, and now he's running his own business working with sex offenders.
I have what is called Joe's Place, stands for Justice, Opportunity, and Equality Services. I strictly work with only sexual offenders in Walla Walla Community, and then throughout the state with the Office of Public Defense for civilly committed sexual offenders. So Susan's mentored me for 8 years now, through life, through education, relationships. I mean, because I've been incarcerated, I didn't know how to have a relationship.
I knew that she knew the answers, but she wouldn't just give them to me. But she was there to, very real answers, very real to real problems.
I've had the chance to see her in the classroom and at faculty professional development events using simulated games to give people a deeper understanding of what it feels like to be in an unfamiliar culture. She's been very good at teaching people cultural humility. Susan's warmth and intellectual rigor and insistence on a sociological perspective enable her to do this in a way that is not threatening to students. And so it's a tremendous contribution to our democracy.
I think that when I have students who approach me with, different histories that have been obstacles for their success, I really try to get in that lens and to see, what that experience is. And so I guess it's empathy.
She always said that she believed in me. Just knowing that somebody believed in me, just understanding and having the confidence like that somebody saw something in me. I just couldn't believe it.
I was kind of recruited to teach as a moonlight class, a class inside the penitentiary. And even though I had some trepidations, when I got in there, I was really quick to learn that, these might be caged bodies, but they were definitely not caged minds.
She always keeps me on track. So many times I've gone into Susan's office or called her on the phone, and Slammed her door in her office going, "No, I just effing hate this dude, and can't I just go beat him up, right? This is how I'm used to handling things, right?" And she would just de-escalate me.
Everyone was special to her, but at the same time, I felt that there was almost this shroud, a little bit of shroud of mystery behind her, and it caught my interest.
She's been an invaluable contributor, not a dominating contributor, but one whose words are chosen very carefully.
He invited me to become the student representative of Achieving the Dream. And it's a national organization that encourages students of color and low-income students to achieve the dream, achieve higher education. My story got nominated to go to DC, and we went to Florida and we stayed at Disney World for about a week with everything paid. It was the first time in my life that I ever stayed in a hotel.
It was very validating for her, super validating for her. I think a real powerful influence, and she did a great job. I mean, they all had to speak publicly before a large audience, and she was very powerful.
I dropped in by her office and I said, "Hey, Susan, I cannot do this. This is too much. I don't think I could do this. I think you're seeing something that's not there." And that was my biggest fear, that she saw something that wasn't there. And she just helped me discover myself and my potential.
Without her help, I would have never actually would have gone through college. You know, I wouldn't have had applied, and that's the power of when you actually just need a little push. You know, someone who is gonna guide you to go or overcome a bump.
He has accomplished so much. I went from ESL to taking his GED in Spanish, getting his AA, going on to WSU, getting his bachelor's, being in the McNair program, getting his master's degree, then going on to teach math at Pasco High School for all these years. And then after my own heart, he became a real union activist.
So when I talked to her about, hey, you know what, I'm going to be part of a union, I'm going to take a more active role. I was invited to be part of the Membership Matters campaign. She was just so excited that I would actually be part of it.
And the beauty of the union and the beauty of collective bargaining is that you've got both parties, the ones with the resources and the ones without the resources, at the table hashing out the language of that contract.
She doesn't care if you're transgender, transsexual, homosexual, black, white. It doesn't matter where you come from. She doesn't judge. Compassionate and just a beautiful head of knowledge.
I figured that a food truck would meet several different needs. It would provide employment, it would provide food, it would provide community and a sense of belonging and a sense of creativity. When I worked through those things with kind of with Susan Palmer and her specialties in kind of deviance and conflict in society, I realized, I guess, that it would work. The goal is to expand and to be able to either hire youth or to provide lunches, healthy breakfasts and lunches for the alternative high school here in town.
Here I am, a girl with my background, had nothing in the world, had worked as housekeeper, cleaning floors, doing all kinds of things. And I see myself where I'm at right now, having a stable income, meeting with different people, impacting people's life, advocating for my community, advocating for change. It's just, this is all possible because of one person that believed in me, and that was Susan Palmer.
Take Susan's 19 years here at Walla Walla Community College and multiply Rocio by some number that we don't know. And that's her influence.
One of the things I don't think I fully realized until this NEA Foundation award kind of was a possibility was just how much advocacy is a part of the teaching profession, and it really ought to be. I got derailed by teaching, and so I'm all but dissertation, and I'm all but dissertation for life. And even though I thought I was in nirvana in some of those settings at four-year schools, when I got to Walla Walla Community College, I realized that the faculty there were passionate about teaching, and they are, on the whole, exceptional instructors. And I think my own excellence is because I've been surrounded by excellence.
I owe my life to Susan. I do this without crying. I owe my life to her. She's done a lot of things for a lot of people, but for me, I would be in prison if it wasn't for her saying that day.
Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for seeing things that other people couldn't. And thank you for always being with me and walking with me and supporting me and making this happen, this dream of mine to do something to help others. And I will always do my work in your name, Susan. Always. You will always be behind my mind because you taught me what helping others could do. What a change. We can change people's life by a simple word like, you're smart.